Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyAttack44227TV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey folks, I'm officially coming back to Syracuse Collectors Con this year, taking place once again at the Center of Progress building at the New York State Fairgrounds in Syracuse, New York from March 28th through the 29th. I'm gonna be there all weekend as a regular attendee, and I'm gonna be cosplaying as my gender-bent version of Sailor Moon on Saturday and Ash Ketchum from Pokemon on Sunday. More information and details can be found at SyracuseCollectorsCon.com for you to check out, and if you see me there all weekend, then by all means, come on up to me and say hi. Hope to see you there. Hey guys, this is AckleyAttack4427 here, and welcome back to another episode of, yep, you guessed it, WTPU, aka What the Pickup? Now, as you may recall, in the last episode of the show, which you can see right down over here, I talked about pretty much my Hornby old slow coach that I actually got off of eBay not too long ago, and yeah, I think this is actually one of many Hornby Thomas models that I've been wanting to get for a long time now, for sure, so yeah. So I guess through my ongoing quests, currently as of now to possibly obtain the ones that I can actually find for that range for sure, I say this is actually a really great one that I finally got in my hands, and I'm impressed with how it turned out for sure. It is exactly what I was hoping for when I finally ordered off of eBay, and yeah, at the end of the day, it really came out as a really fantastic model for sure that I'm really glad that I got in my hands for sure. So yeah, it'll only be a matter of time if I obtain some of the other Hornby Thomas models like this one for sure, but of course, for the time being, I'm glad that I finally got this one for sure. It was well worth it, of course, on my part, so yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. But yeah, either way, really do enjoy all the way, and definitely well worth purchasing that off of eBay for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. If you want to check that episode out for yourself, then don't worry about a thing. There's a card over there, over at the top right corner of the screen, as well as, of course, the link to it down the description box below. So yeah, whichever you prefer, go right ahead. I'll wait till you come back. Yeah, take all the time you need. I'll be here by the time you come back for sure. So yeah, just gonna be here right up until you come back for sure. So no rush or anything. I'll just be here as normal. If you get my drift for sure. So yeah. And yeah, I guess it's after getting that, I'll be quite curious what other models I'll get from the Hornby Thomas & Friends range that I can find on eBay that might be worthy enough for me to talk about for sure. Well, aside from the one that I'm about to talk about for this episode, I think there's a lot of possibilities. But I just don't know which ones just yet, but we'll definitely wait and see later on down the road, so yeah. But hey, as long as, of course, it'll keep me occupied in getting those, so while I'll still work out on getting some new Bachmann Thomas models for sure, I think I'll be fine on, of course, my part in its entirety, so yeah. Alright, I guess seeing how you did already see the last episode of this show, we might as well go ahead and start up this episode as we normally do. Well, looks like following up to the last episode, well, surprisingly enough, seeing how I did already talk about the Hornby version of Old Slow Coach as part of their discontinued Thomas & Friends range, I think it makes sense to follow that up with, of course, well, another Hornby Thomas model that I finally obtained for sure, and surprisingly enough, it is, of course, on another model that I've been wanting to get for a long time now for sure. So what is it, you may ask? Well, I might as well answer that question with another question for sure. Probably, I guess, some point around in the near future, if any one of my Bachmann Hornby Thomas models get into some massive accidents, what do you think comes to mind when, of course, they're in need of course, a little something to get themselves back onto the rails? You don't know? I mean, come on, it's actually quite obvious. Give up? Well, I'll go ahead and reveal it right now, so yeah, what I got right here is, of course, another Hornby Thomas model that I finally got off of eBay for sure, but this time it is, of course, the long-awaited, pretty much the Thomas & Friends version of the breakdown crane for sure, so yeah, I was really lucky to find this off of eBay not too long ago, and, well, surprisingly enough, it just came in right around earlier this week, and boy, I'm actually really excited to actually talk about this one for sure. Again, much like Old Slow Coaching, of course, the Express Coaches that I talked about beforehand, this is actually one Hornby Thomas model that I've been wanting to get for a long time now for sure, and well, luckily enough, thanks to my search on eBay, I finally obtained it right here in my hands for sure, so yeah, you would not believe on how excited I am to actually talk about this for sure now that it's finally in my possession for sure, so yeah. But you kind of get the idea, of course, that front, so yeah, with that being said, now that we got this out of the way, how does the Hornby version of the Hornby Thomas & Friends version of the breakdown crane actually fare up in such a way? Well, I mean, I already know when I finally got it, but I think for good measure, let's take a look at this. Alright guys, it looks like we got the Hornby Thomas breakdown crane right in front of us for sure, and boy, I guess I have to say I am really excited to actually talk about this one for sure, because yeah, let me tell you, I think with, of course, what I've actually gone through in order to find a good listing for this, I think we can actually show what exactly I was really in for when I finally obtained this for sure, so yeah. So I guess surprisingly enough, if you may not recall, this is, of course, pretty much another one of the models that Hornby has made when they used to do the Thomas & Friends range that I've been wanting to obtain for a long time now for sure, and of course, pretty much of anything I think with, of course, what I've actually been through, especially when I talked about the small maintenance crane that was also made by Hornby for sure. Yeah, the ladder that I've actually mentioned is actually a really good warm-up before I can get myself into talk about this for sure. So yeah. So I guess for this case, the breakdown crane, or I guess as we like to call it in the U.S., the breakdown train, really does play a really great role in, of course, the classic era of Thomas the Tank Engine for sure. Just serving as a nice little crane on rails for sure. That's actually used to help trains pretty much get back onto the rails if there's ever an accident for sure. So yeah, so even though technically it wasn't actually a full-on character for sure in the classic era of Thomas, it still left a massive impact, I'm not gonna lie, and actually did pave the way for, of course, pretty much other cranes that would come into play later on and actually serve as other characters for sure. These ranging from, of course, Harvey to Rocky to even pretty much Jerome and Jugi for sure. And that's just to name me a few for sure. So yeah, but regardless of course, all that, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that the breakdown crane really does play a really great role in the classic era of Thomas for sure. And I guess, obviously enough, since I'm currently going under my ongoing quest to get as many Hornby Thomas models that I can for sure, while still pretty much gain some of the Bachmann Thomas models that I'm still pretty much collecting for sure, and using them, of course, my layout and make videos about them if you kind of get the idea. Yeah, I was actually really lucky to get this, as of course it is actually one model that I've been wanting to get for a long time now for sure. Now you might be wondering to yourself, given to the way I'm holding the camera for sure, I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, why am I laying pretty much the breakdown crane still in its box, pretty much flat on the floor, when I actually pretty much having us standing up for sure? Well, I guess I would, yes, but the only problem with that is that since I don't have anything in the back, yeah, nor can I even pretty much wedge on over to pretty much a part of the walling on my room to really standing up properly. I think if I did try standing up just like that, but of course, pretty much when I do so, it just falls just like that. So yeah. And yeah, I think part of the reason for that is, of course, the box itself might be a little bit dented from what I can gather for sure, but honestly, I don't mind it, to be honest, because, well, pretty much as I actually stated in the past episodes of this show where I talked about the Hornby Thomas models for sure, I actually did state that I think you can find something a value of them, even if they're already used for sure. And I do stand by my point, to be honest, So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So that's pretty much what we're going to stick with for the time being. So yeah, and looking over my first impressions from the box alone, it actually looks really, really great, I'm not gonna lie. Again, pretty much like with what they did in the past models, they actually showcase the model itself in the box for sure, and yeah, I really do love on how big the box is, I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, another thing that I should mention by far, this version of course, pretty much the breakdown crane as part of the Thomas & Friends range was actually released in 2005 for sure. So yeah, this model that I've actually obtained is well over 2 decades old for sure, and yeah, and even nowadays in 2026, definitely does look great for sure. So yeah. And of course, before you guys ask, yeah, I am fully aware for the fact that they did re-release the breakdown crane, but as a differing version of it all the way back in 2011 for sure. So yeah, hopefully if things go according to plan and I can actually obtain a whole lot more, pretty much a whole lot more of my financing for sure, I might be able to obtain that later on for sure, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, but going back, of course, this, pretty much from the front of the box, it, yeah, definitely looks great from what I've actually seen. Obviously, you got the model itself pretty much inside it, which is actually quite nice. And, of course, you, of course, got Thomas with the Thomas & Friends logo on the left side and along the right. Yeah, just the good old-fashioned Hornby logo for sure. So yeah, and even I guess in the bottom of the box, it's pretty much the same. Pretty much has, of course, pretty much as pretty much what was described, and of course, pretty much for the box for Old Slow Coach that I talked about previously for sure. And of course, pretty much for the breakdown crane, yeah. There's something I never actually mentioned in the last episode that I should bring up here. Yeah, the breakdown crane is actually labeled as R9216, which is actually quite interesting, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. But that's at least how I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, and of course, going alongside the left side and the right side, it does have the Thomas & Friends logo pretty much on it, and even go alongside on the top for sure. So yeah, and hold on, not ready to open you up just yet. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, and of course, going alongside the back of the box, yeah, surprisingly enough, this actually has a whole lot more, pretty much models and pretty much other, yeah, pretty much a whole lot of other, pretty much Thomas models that Hornby has made back then. That is actually really quite amazing for sure, including of which 3 of which being some nice train packs for sure. Like, of course, you got Toby with, of course, the 3 open wagons, which actually looks nice. Percy with the 2 troublesome trucks looks, yeah, which looks amazing. And of course, the 3 circus vans in it, which, yeah, really do look awesome. I do hope to attain those for sure. And of course, pretty much for the other ones, you got Thomas, which looks great. And yeah, and Oliver, which actually doesn't look too bad for sure. And oh yeah, Stepney, that is one Hornby Thomas model I really want to get for sure. So maybe I will later on if I'm actually lucky. And of course, you got their version of Flying Scotsman, which actually looks awesome. And yeah, who knows? Maybe I might be able to pretty much get this one pretty much as early hype before Bachmann releases their version for sure. But we'll definitely have to wait and see. And next up, we got pretty much D7101, aka Bear, to which I do hope to possibly get for sure. And oh yeah, even Toad, that one looks pretty good for sure. So yeah, and of course, you got the brake van, which looks nice. The ice cream van looks quite nice. And of course, oh, the circus cattle van, which looks awesome. I do hope to get that for sure. And of course, the raspberry syrup tanker, which looks great. Yeah, the assorter scrap wagon, which looks awesome. And oh yeah, Bergie the Bus, this actually looks not that bad for sure. I really do love the way they put in the passengers in for sure. And oh yeah, the 2 circus flatbeds they actually got, those look great for sure. So I do hope to get those as well for sure. And oh yeah, let's not forget to mention the 2 models that I did already get for sure, Old Slow Coach and Gordon's Brake Coach. Yeah, those are great models, but then again, I did already talk about them on this show, so no need for me to go over them again for sure. So yeah, I think that'll get you the idea, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, based on my first impressions from the box alone, this actually looks really, really great. I'm in for something really fantastic for sure. So I guess with all that said and done, now that we finally got that out of the way, how does it fare up once we get out of the packaging for sure? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do right now. So yeah, I'll go ahead and set the camera down as we speak. So yeah, and let's go ahead and get this opened up and slide everything out. Yeah, there we go. So, all right, and I'll just open this up. And, oh yeah, I'll set this aside. And all right, well. Yeah, looks like we're getting somewhere with, of course, this. So yeah, I think we might as well start by, oh, yeah, I think I should probably get all those out, and that requires both hands for sure. So, oh, all right, come on. Let's just hope I don't break pretty much anything. Oh, okay, there we go. So, all right, and I'll just get those two out next, and this out. Alright, and let's see here, oh yeah, and these pieces, and of course these, and, alright, and, yeah, and last but certainly not least, there we go, so, whew, okay. Well, looks like it took a bit of time for sure, but yeah, looks like we got everything for the breakdown crane pretty much out of its packaging for sure, and boy, it actually looks unbelievably amazing up close for sure, so yeah. And of course, pretty much I should start off with, of course, the main, pretty much crane as a part of it for sure. And yeah, I gotta say, this actually looks really great. I'm not gonna lie. I think with, of course, what I'm actually seeing, this is actually really shaped out quite well for sure. Just yeah, I think it's basically pretty much Hornby's way of course, trying to, yeah, pretty much using the same model that they use to make their breakdown crane pretty much for other ranges that they actually got. But, of course, making it a little bit more pretty much vibbling to, of course, fit in well with the ThomasFan1 range, and I really do think it's actually quite nice for sure. Again, the way it's actually shaped out from what I can gather for sure, to, of course, the nice black coloring that they actually did for the paintwork, and even bits of detail, as you can see, pretty much from the running board, pretty much from the bottom part right here, yeah, they actually do look really great. I'm not gonna lie, and I think it really does serve, of course, what it's actually trying to go for, hands down. And of course, even the chain, I'm not gonna lie, for of course different parts of course the crane for sure is actually really quite nice. So yeah, I think with what I can gather, the crane itself actually looks incredible from what I've actually seen. So yeah, just still retaining, of course, what's actually been given for, of course, the other breakdown crane models that Hornby has actually done, but actually try to do something very creative to fit in well with the ThomasFan1 range that they used to do, and I think they did accomplish that. So yeah. Now that we actually got that out of the way, you might be wondering, what are some of the other pieces that are actually included in? Well, it is actually quite interesting to know, to which, I guess, for starters, this piece right here, this is actually meant to be a chimney for, of course, the top part, as you can see here, to which I'll definitely stick this on to see how it looks, and, yeah, I think I'm not gonna lie, I think from what I can gather from what I'm seeing, it's actually not that bad, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, sure, yeah, I think it does kind of feel a little odd to give it a little, to give it a chimney for sure, but personally to me, I don't mind it, to be honest. Again, pretty much, I'm pretty sure Hornby has actually done that before with their other breakdown crane models for sure, so I think it's actually pretty commonplace from what I can gather. And as for these other pieces, hands down, well, it is actually quite interesting, since I already figured it out once I get it opened up, for sure. So yeah, if I could set the, yeah, I think I might as well move the camera back for sure. So yeah, I guess pretty much, if anything, if I were to pretty much stick all four of these pieces on, let's see here, alright, just one more, oh yeah, there we go, so, So yeah, I guess it looks like these 4 pieces that you see on each side, these are actually made to, of course, hold the breakdown crane in place and built it right onto the ground for sure. So that way, pretty much it can be fully stable for when it'll actually pretty much get itself going for sure and get itself moving. So yeah, I'll admit, I really do like that idea, hands down, and I really do think they really went all out, of course, that one for sure. So that's actually really impressive. So yeah. So I guess, if anything, the main crane itself really actually does work quite well from what I've actually seen for sure. But how does it function? Give it to, of course, pretty much give it to what we're seeing right here. Well, that's actually interesting to know. You see these 2 knobs right here? Those actually are actually important for sure. So yeah, I guess for the first one, from what I can gather, and oh yeah. Yeah, it looks like this knob that I'm turning right here for sure, that's actually made to, of course, raise the crane arm up for sure. So yeah, that's actually really quite cool. And I guess for the other knob, if I could demonstrate right here. All right, and ooh, yeah, there we go. So yeah, I think that's actually pretty much made to, of course, pretty much raise up and raise down the hook that you see right here. That's pretty much attached to this chain for sure. So yeah, I think it's actually really quite nice, I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, it really does fit the bill, of course, what we're actually in for. So yeah, I really do like, of course, what they actually went for with, of course, this one, and yeah, pretty much props to Hornby for some really great creativity here and there. So yeah, that's at least what I can say for the main crane for sure. So yeah, and as for these other pretty much pieces for sure, well, it's actually quite interesting. So yeah, I guess these 2, as you can see here, these are, of course, made to hook onto, of course, the main crane for sure. Like, of course, pretty much we would have one for the front, and, of course, the other for the back, pretty much from what we're seeing. And yeah, this actually really is quite nice for sure. And, well, we cannot forget about this flatbed for sure. So yeah, and I'll just take this and I'll move the camera over to see what it's like, and if I could just pretty much get on there. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, pretty much this flatbed that you can see here is actually made to help rest the crane arm pretty much right on there for sure. Whenever it's actually pretty much not it's not willing to move for sure. So yeah, so I guess pretty much if anything, I think it really does show, of course, everything that is actually being shown for the breakdown crane, and how it's actually able to function for sure. So yeah. So I guess with what I'm actually seeing from what I'm actually seeing up close and personal, I really do think Hornby really did a bang up job with, of course, pretty much the breakdown crane, as you can see here. I really do think it is absolutely top notch from what I can gather, and the way I've actually demonstrated on how it's functioning out for sure, it really is actually quite amazing. But don't take my word for it for sure. Now that we finally show on what it's able to do, and seeing the whole thing up close for sure, how does it fare up, of course, my layout, and how will it do once we give it a massive test run? Well, let's take it on up to my layout and find out for ourselves. Alrighty then, well, here we are back up, and of course, my Bachman Thomas layout as we speak, and, well, now that we're able to actually pretty much show pretty much the breakdown crane up close, and how it's able to function for sure, I think it's time that we give this thing a massive test run around my layout for sure, to see on how it actually runs pretty well. So yeah, that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. And what better way to actually get this thing pulled for sure than by doing it with, of course, my Bachman Thomas. or I guess in this case, my Bachmann Thomas with speed activated sound for sure, which I think it's probably the best way to put it hands down because, hey, I think since I did mention the classic era of Thomas, I think it makes sense to actually have Thomas pull the breakdown crane, seeing how he already did it in pretty much Thomas Saves the Day. But you already knew that, so yeah, and oh yeah, even the adventure begins with Judy and Jerome. That's also really great as well. So yeah, but regardless, of course, that front, I'm excited to see on how it's gonna be able to pull off, of course, my layout, especially with numerous amount of stuff all around in most of the curves for sure, which got me worried. I'm not gonna lie, pretty much. And wondering on how it's gonna fare up, give it to the crane arm like this for sure. But I did already try it out, and I think it's able to go around it just fine for sure. So yeah, but we'll have to wait and see, of course, that front for sure. Because hey, we may never know what might pop up that might have actually prevented that for sure. So yeah. But I'm keeping my hopes up eventually, so yeah, with that being said, I'm really excited to see how it's going to be able to run on, of course, my layout, and hopefully I think Thomas might be able to pretty much pull this thing just fine for sure, so yeah, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, with that being said, I think we're all good to go, and of course, got pretty much my speed controller plugged in for sure. So yeah, with that being said, pretty much hopefully with the massive turn of course, pretty much of my speed controller for sure. Let's see how it actually does. So yeah, here we go. There we go. So yeah, I think with the pretty much with nice whoosh of steam from, of course, Thomas. Yeah, I think it's safe to say it looks like pretty much this test run with, of course, pretty much the breakdown crane on my layout actually went pretty well. So yeah. Honestly, I'm really quite amazed, given to the way the crane arm is lowered, pretty much that I got it lowered down like the hag pretty much earlier. Yeah, really actually pretty much helped out quite well around the nice curves for sure around my layout. So yeah, if I actually could push this along so that way you could get a better look, yeah, I think that'll do just fine. So yeah, I think with everything that I've actually mentioned, yeah, I'm glad to see this actually is able to function quite well on my layout for sure. So yeah. That's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, overall, the Hornby Thomas breakdown crane, as you can see here, really actually turned out to be really such a great model. I'm not gonna lie, that I really do think it's actually really well worth it from what I've actually seen. So So yeah, I think with, of course, everything from what I can gather, to the way it's actually pretty much built down, to the way pretty much with the amount of paint and detailing work added to it for sure, and everything else that you can actually imagine for sure, yeah, this flippin' model right here really actually turned out to be absolutely incredible for sure. So yeah, I am madly in love with, of course, this one for sure. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I really do love old slow coach for sure. But I guess as far as, of course, some of the Hornby Thomas models, let alone some of the Hornby Thomas rolling stock back during the range's run for sure, let alone anything, and I mean anything that Hornby has made in general for sure, I really do think the breakdown crane might actually be the best one, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I think they really did a bang-up job from what I've actually seen for sure, and yeah, I'm really glad that I finally obtained this pretty much after ordering it off of eBay for sure. It really turned out to be such a really great model, I'm not gonna lie, that I couldn't get enough of it for sure. So yeah, I guess needless to say, give it to all that, I do highly recommend this model for sure. So yeah, if you can find a good listing for this, if you're actually lucky, I say this is actually well worth the purchase for sure. So yeah, and I guess I give it to everything that I've actually said. I'm glad that I finally got this hands down for sure, because let me tell you, I still got a long ways to go to get some of the other Hornby Thomas models that are out there that I would love to get for sure, whether it be the models on their own, or of course some rolling stock that I've been wanting to get, to even some train packs, and even some train sets, whatever may be. I think I know I'll still do my best to get pretty much any one of these models for sure. And don't get me wrong, I'm still going to get more Bachman Thomas models pretty much in addition to that, as I still really do love that range to this day for sure. So yeah, but we're going to have to wait and see, depending on if time and finances will actually pretty much help me out, of course, that one. So you may never know when another one of those will actually pop up for sure. But hey, if any of you guys would be willing to chip in and help out, of course, finding some of the models that pretty much that Hornby has made as part of the Thomas & Friends range, I would greatly appreciate that if you reach out to me and let me know for sure. And who knows, if that actually does happen, I might actually cover that for a future episode on this show. So yeah, but for now, we're going to have to wait and see on that. So yeah, but regardless of that, I really do love the breakdown crane, as you can see here. And of course, you might be wondering, will I get the 2011 version of the breakdown crane that Hornby has made as part of the Thomas & Friends range? Well, yeah, I definitely would, hands down, but again, we're going to have to save that for another time for sure, if we're actually really lucky. But for now, I really do love this one, released back in 2005, and yeah, and as far as, of course, pretty much for any of my models to get into serious accidents, this one is definitely going to come in handy for sure. So yeah, that's at least what I can say, of course, that front, and I guess on that thought alone, I think I might as well end this episode here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode of WTPU, and by all means, let me know down in the comments down below on what you guys think of this one for sure. I'm quite curious to know on what you guys think. So yeah, that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and yeah, much like when exactly I'll get the next Hornby Thomas model later on down the road, I don't know what I'll cover in the next episode for sure, but we're gonna leave that for the future to decide on that one. So yeah, but until that actually happens, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD and Sam Shepard. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.